that's kind of sharing both of our views is Deadpool. Kind of how, like, it jumped right into the action. It jumped with him being Deadpool. This is what I do. I'm about to go kill this guy. Oh, by the way, this is why I hate him. I'll show you why. And it's kind of like going through his origin story without us having to start at the origin story. Because I think that's kind of what slows everything down with these movies. And X-Men is it does it all the time. They've done the origin story of, like, the kids trying to go fast, but there's, like, 6 of them, so it takes up half the movie, you know? Like, oh, right. This one did this. Oh, this one's over here. Oh, this one is fighting in Germany. Oh, no. But I think if they were able to have the action start off right away as him as Nightwing, not him as Robin, and then they go through, like, you know, instances of why, like, pain, you know, like, oh, back in the circus days, and then go back to the fighting. Then, oh, now he meets Batman, and he's training as Batman, and Batman kicks him out. Oh, then back to the fighting. And then him possibly meeting Superman, possibly just him creating it himself, and going into Nightwing and why he's doing it. I think that would be a good way to do both ways, because you're right. Like, Nightwing's not as known as Batman. So I think I was mostly complaining of the repetitiveness of the origin story. Right. Like, I don't want to see it on every movie. I don't need to see it every 10 years when you reboot the movie. I don't need to see that. But, yeah, for newer superheroes, they should definitely have it. And Deadpool was a newer... I don't even want to call him a superhero. Newer anti-villain.
The next big asshole of the modern era.
Get it right, though. The director and the writers, I thought that's exactly how you introduce him, because I'm a fan. I know what Deadpool is. I know he was a cancer victim, and, like, tumors were all over his body. But there's also 5 different origin stories for Deadpool. And so for the movie to pick one and be like, this is the one we're basing it off of, is the one where he had cancer, but he didn't let it take over. He tried to fix it, and it ended up morphing him into looking like a scarred person instead of, like, the tumors all over him, which is good. Like, you need to pick one, because I think there's multiple origin stories for every superhero. I've never seen one that was, like, stuck to this. Well, maybe Batman. Maybe then Superman. Those ones you don't really need to explain, because we know. But, yeah, I think it's good to kind of get the audience all together, like, hey, by the way, this world that we're about to go, or this adventure you're about to go on, is based off of this. If you had a different idea of how this person started, throw it away, or you're going to hate this movie. So, I can see where you're coming. I can definitely take your point of view on that. I think it would be good to have a little bit of, like, hey, this is where we're starting, this is why this character's like this, but I think it would be way cooler to start the way Deadpool did. Of course, don't replay the Deadpool movie as a different movie, but
right.
if you can get us right into the action, right into him wearing his suit, like, yes, like, that's what everybody wants. We want the suit that we know on the screen, kicking ass, and then if you want to go back and explain how he got there, that would also help some people.
Yeah, I agree. I definitely see that point, and I think that Nightwing would be the perfect one to kind of do it like that, because I think one of the main reasons why is because he is still a bit of a youth, so he is still dealing with, like, so much that, you know, kind of sticks out fresh in his mind, and I think when you're younger, your memory is still very active, and I think that when you're younger, you know, your brain works a lot better, so obviously it makes more sense to have Nightwing, you know, relive these things where it's just like, you know, oh, I remember back, you know, when I was on the road with my folks, or I remember when, you know, it felt like I had a second father in Bruce Wayne, but blah, blah, blah. And, you know, right. maybe not even have a cameo of Superman, just maybe have, like, his voice kind of, you know, kind of go through his head and just, you know, talk about Nightwing, something like that. But maybe there was another way that they did it, but who knows. I think that would be kind of awesome.
No, yeah, I agree. I mean, Hollywood should just eat this stuff up, right? Where are you guys? Why aren't you listening to us, Hollywood? We have such great ideas.
Well, if you ever make it big in Hollywood, you be sure to say like, "Hey, I was actually on this podcast. There's a couple good ideas that I think you might want to listen to here."
Oh yeah, when I visit, I'm gonna do that. Okay, great ideas, copyrighted ideas. We copyrighted them.
Right. You just run into J.J. Abrams, and we have like this whole idea for Star Wars. That'd be amazing.
Is that our next frontier?
That would actually be pretty amazing. All right, so that is going to wrap it up for this edition of Change the F Up, the underrated and underappreciated superheroes edition. Honestly, this was a very, very good episode. Honestly, going through this, I had to basically go in blind, no surprise. I'm thinking, well, I don't know who these superheroes are, and then I had to look some of them up, like, oh wow, this guy's actually pretty cool. This guy's pretty cool. Why hasn't this guy been featured at all? Jeez Louise. And there's some people that's like, oh, this was featured in a comics, and why is this not in a movie right now? Please, jeez Louise. So this was actually very cool. I'm glad that you brought it up, Tori. It was a pretty great idea just to come up with this.
Well, that was fun. It was fun seeing what both of us were going to pick too. So
yeah. All right. So we are in the month of January and February, you guys. We're going to be doing something very special for you guys. We're going to be doing a special Oscar-themed podcast, you guys. So every week in February, we're going to be building up to some great movies that we're going to talk about, some great actors we'll be talking about, all building up to February 26th, which is indeed the Oscars. It will be a memorable night. You can definitely bank on that. But before we get into that, got to go through January. And Tori, do you have any events coming up for January?
I do. I've already kind of mentioned them, so if you guys have been listening before, sorry, I'm a broken record, but this coming weekend is the Magic pre-release, so it's going to be at Top Cut Comics in Rockford, Illinois, so it's basically at both stores. They have two stores, but we're going to be, playing Magic throughout the weekend, and you get all the new card sets, and you get to play non-stop for 48 hours. It's going to be great. I'm excited. I'm bringing out Chandra to that event, my Chandra cosplay. And yeah, we're going to go hard on Magic for the whole weekend. And then the weekend after that is their big Magic charity event. Same place. Not same time. I'll be throwing this stuff over Facebook, though. So if you guys follow my VicTori Belle Facebook page, you'll be hearing all about this stuff. And it'll be fun. I'm excited.
It sounds like a lot of fun. Unfortunately, I will not be a part of that, but you can bank on the fact that we are definitely going to be trying to see each other a little more often, you guys. So expect us probably to even do a couple podcasts where we're actually both in the same room together. So yay for for those of you that are complaining that the sound sucks, we're working on it. Deal with it. Calm down. It's not like we're going on like a multi-platinum record deal or something like that. Just calm down. All right. So, of course, you can always follow VicTori Belle, of course, VicToriBelle.com, as well as VicToriClark04 on Twitter. You can also give her a like on Facebook. Be sure to also check out the Deddersons. They are still doing Season 2 right now, which you can find on YouTube. Season 1 you can also check out on YouTube. Definitely highly recommended. Any updates on that new series, City of Angels, yet?
No, but I will be filming still in January, so we might not get to see it until the end of January or early February.
All right, so there's something you definitely need to be looking forward to, you guys. That's going to be pretty awesome. If you haven't seen the trailer, I'll definitely post that up on my Twitter as well as on Facebook. Of course, you can always check me out on Twitter at NateFNGreat, which, now, VicTori Belle follows me, which, took a while, but in all honesty, I'm not complaining. So it was just one of those things where it's like, oh, wait, she follows me? It was just one of those things where it's like, okay, she usually I just go on my Twitter and I see like, oh, she likes my post, she retweets it, okay. And then it's like, VicTori Clark followed you back. Like, oh, well, I didn't even know that. Okay, then.
I didn't. I'm not Twitter friendly.
I know.
It's bad. I'm really awful at Twitter, and so I didn't even realize that I could see your stuff without following you. So I thought I followed you the whole time. And then I went on your page one day and it said, "Oh, follow, click here," and I was like, "Oops."
Technology. You gotta love it, but you gotta also hate it. All right, guys. So that is going to wrap it up for this edition of Change the F Up. Be sure to follow us next week, where we're going to be doing something very special. Guarantee it. All right. So we'll see you next week. See you for the next podcast. Bye-bye.